Okay. Yeah. Able to
Yes.
see my screen, everyone?
Yes.
Yes,
Right.
Rahul.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Just quickly brief around why we want to learn the Python. Let's quickly one by one. I told you nowadays mostly manual testing is shifted to the automation. Nowadays, all the manual testing people do nowadays. Even in my company, I automate all the test cases for 5G. Release 16 15 into automated mode. Almost 90% test cases running on the automated mode using the Python. So yes, the nowadays manual testing shifted to the automation. Second thing, nowadays log analysis is very difficult nowadays. The big logs nowadays, UV logs is very big, and even RAN logs is very big. To doing the log analysis, you need some sorts of automation so that you can just jump, sort out the data, and do the analysis. At that time, also log analysis is really helpful using the Python. And all the complex calculation, I can say the mathematical calculation mostly, and the mathematics I will say, I mean to say all the algebras, integration, differentiation, this a math calculation what you did in the school's time. Trust me, you can done with the help of Python in very quick. It's very simple to do with that. We will see how to do with a Python code. But it's very simple to write. All the mathematical calculation, whatever you learn in your school or college, we all can done in the Python in very simple way that I can say. From the all the things a plus b whole square, a plus minus b whole cube, test tan theta, cos theta, all trigonometric, all the things can be done with the help of Python. It's very easy to do that basically. Python, trust me, is very easy to learn. It's just English language, just English ABC is very simple to learn. And definitely we'll going will see. And the best part I can say Python is OS independent. What does it means basically? The Python is independent means one the Python code you're writing here, it can be run on the different platform. Like for example, you're writing the code in the Windows, same code can be run on the Linux, same code will run on the macOS. Because might be you guys are not from the development background, so you thought, what's the difference on that? Like you same code application can be run on, not like this. The same application like Android app is not going to run on the macOS on the other system. Reason being, is it not portable? Once you can't take the one application from the Android and you put on the macOS, it will not going to run the same way. Windows application not going to run on the Linux application. That's why. But the Python, when you're writing the code in the Python programmings, basically you can run this Python code anywhere in the system. That's why all the big servers nowadays, I can say telecom companies especially, whatever you name, what AT&T from the Bell or the Airtel to the Geo from the British Telecom to the Vodafone, everywhere you see they're writing the Python code in their servers. Why? For example, I can say some of the examples what they did. Suppose their telecom companies, Vodafone is there in the UK, for example, right? They have call details coming every day. It's millions of calls call coming on their servers, Linux server, for example, right? And they want to run a Python file which will delete the file because government of UK or US or India decide that you have to have the cold CDR, cold data records up to 90 days or 60 days or six, like it depends on the country to country how many days are there. And after 6 days you have to run a batch file or up to run a some Python file so that you can delete automatically the file. Otherwise there is a size on the size of the record is going to bulk and it will take more memory in the area. So in the same way, they can you can run the Python file on the server, which will monitor the things. Okay, after 6 months happen, the data is khatam, the call, the CDR is filled. Now they will write a code basically how, and you can do. So you have to write the same code. If you suppose what happened, the Vodafone servers basically based on Linux, for example, you're writing the code for deleting the files after 3 months of the call record CDR, for example. Now on other country or might be on other part of the UK, they are running the Windows servers. Possible that you can't, you can take the same code to delete the file for CDR in the Windows server. Suppose the same Vodafone company based in India also, so Pune or Bangalore, they have to write the same code, right? They can just, and somewhere they are writing the same on the Windows server or Linux server. Doesn't matter. Just take the code, copy paste and run their servers, and you can delete the CDR that is called detail records after 3 months using the Python also. So basically, so many things can you done. All the Googles and Instagrams, all the Google, like they are running their uh, always Python code on the background to monitor of the data, like all the data manipulation, what BT data hiding, right? On the YouTube, you can see the so many how it has happened. All happened with the help of Python. These are codes running on the. That's why this is very very interactive, very very famous nowadays. People are used to learn this Python in a everyone want to know because it's very very useful. Mostly every company You must know one programming language, I can say. It's anyone can be is fine, but I think you should know. So that's why Python I think is easy to learn. And seventh, I can say to increase the logical thinking. Obviously, when you're writing the code, you have to think, right? When you're writing the code, for example, many places like you see, suppose you're making a chart for example, metro train in the Delhi metro. Right? Next train is coming to this. Next train is coming to this. The interval of 5 seconds. You have to think, right, for writing the code for the so that you can display on the system on the TV. Like 1 minute, then it would display like Delhi Kent, Center Secretariat, Saket, station name, right? You have to write the code in such a way that you have to think. And obviously, when you think, definitely you're brainstorming, then your brain will be, it will increase your logical thinking. And that's a good part. When you're, trust me, I know many guys in the office or any place, they just speak when don't not TV speak. But when you're writing the code, you would definitely when you speak when really need to be speak. And that is the way your personality grows, right? In terms of professional, personal career growth. So that if a programmer definitely they will speak when they need. So that's the part. When you're meeting, suppose in a group of meeting of 10, it doesn't require to speak you. But even though you just come and jump in to impress others, oh I can speak and I know this point. No, nothing required. If you don't require, not to speak. So that's why if you're writing the code, trust me, when you learn this, you will increase your legend thinking and you speak when need. It will definitely increase your personal develop personality. That is my experience that I can say. Okay, that's what that's the motivation I can say. Seven motivation which I feel basically to people to learn the Python programming. That's what I can say. Before seven, I don't know, but seven is the thing always I know that's motivation. Okay, now what are the things we're going to learn on this? First of all, whenever we started the Python programming, always start with the embedded system. What is embedded system means? Embedded system means anything in your life, anything which have some meaningful tasks, right? Anything which have hardware and something has software component. Hardware plus software component is there, then we call the embedded system. Anything mobile, yes, it's a it's a uh, it's embedded system. So anything is there, we will know about the embedded system. RAN is embedded system because it has a hardware plus software. Mobile, yes, it is a anything in your life. It's a embedded system. So we'll learn first about the embedded system, what is embedded system, and how it works basically. Then we'll go into the real programming, introduction to the Python programming, how to set up the Python, where we are writing the code. We will go one by one. First program will run, how the program goes, basically runs, how work, which up keywords, and all the basically no need to tell now. But these are the topics we'll cover, and at the end we'll do the Python real-time programming project. We will do at the end. Okay. Now, first we will start with the today. I will start with the basic introduction of embedded system. Then we will next class we will start the Python programming. On that. Okay. So let's start with the first embedded system. Okay, embedded system, what is this basically? Nothing but electrical system which have basically in anything embedded system basically in everywhere our life is mix of embedded system only. Means any hardware plus software which will do some specific tasks. Right? Suppose you're calling. For calling you need phone, right? It has a hardware plus software and you can do the tasks. What calling is an embedded system. So anything in your life, okay, and the software which is running on the hardware we call the embedded software. That's why it's embedded engineer, embedded India, embedded. What is embedded engineer? Embedded engineer nothing but which has a combination of hardware plus software is equal to a uh, embedded system. So I can give the example of example. What's the embedded system, for example? Okay, so we will see what are the part of embedded system. We will learn on the next slide. For example, embedded system is cell phone. Yes, is a hardware plus software. Yes, it has TV. Yes, it has already. Yes, hai. Washing machine. Yes, it has because it's a software plus it has hardware, right? And AC. Yes, AC it also have because you see the number is displaying on that. It's a software, right? There's some sorts of microcontroller software is writing on that. So that's why calculator is obviously is a embedded system. A small parts is yes, software. Micro oven, yes. Automatic car, yes. But not the manual car, right? Automatic cars, I mean to say not the I can say manual car also there where the software I can say mostly the radio is there, the radio part, the storage system. It's a the software, and wireless router is another part of is a part of embedded system. So we now get the definition of embedded system, right? Why we learn definitely is there's a point behind to learn that why we need the embedded system, right? Anything is compromise of software plus hardware, which will do some specific tasks. So I would like to ask from here, someone, can you give me some one example, Ankur Gupta, for embedded system? What do you think in your life you're seeing? is a example of embedded system. Ankur Gupta, can you please tell some example of embedded system which you see in your day-to-day life? Ankur Gupta, are you there, please? Anything you think that it's an embedded system? It's not audible for me, Ankur. Okay, it's not audible for me. Okay, then I will ask to Anumay Sharma. Saha, sorry, I can ask. Can you give some example of embedded system?
Sir, like embedded system, it is
Hmm.
mainly the basic hardware, which is not
No,
implemented over the software. It is basically a firmware type of thing, what I
no,
understand.
no. I just teach you just. If you don't understand, please ask me. Embedded system is anything which have hardware plus software. It can be firmware. It can be anything. It doesn't matter. Like I gave some example, right? Like so I want to some for example, calculator is some sorts of hardware and in sorts of
Hmm.
software. That's why the number is coming, right? It automatically is number displays the basically software only. Obviously, controller code is there. I know it's not a high level code. We will see later, but sorts of software. Can you give some examples, real time example, where you think there is a hardware plus software combination? You see, uh, yes. So any live example you want to share? Any example
So
in your
every electronics item have a hardware and software combination
yeah?
for me.
That's one. So, yes, I
Like
want to
I
know
am
some. Yeah.
working in UV, I am working for UV, so mobile phone for calling or
No,
any
no, it's
messaging,
already there. No, anything apart from that, which mentioned in the slide, anything from there, apart from that,
anything.
yeah. From slide you see there is some pictures there. I'm not so able to see this one. So any examples of embedded system, which you
Remote
think that
control car. Okay,
rem-
automatic car is there.
yeah,
Automatic
anything you
car
can think.
also.
Yeah, you can please tell anything. Yeah,
Printer.
some
You can
printer. Yes,
printer
printer.
also.
Yeah, good.
Hmm.
Yes. Anything more? Yes. Because it has hardware, it has software. Yes, good. Any more?
Lift system.
Yeah, lift system. Yeah. So exactly any hardware is there, software there, plus it should do some specific work, right? For example, it's doing the uplifting the people, right? That's why it's a embedded system. Yes. Good. And any more example you want to say? Yeah. Which is in your life?
Micro oven.
Michael, yes, it's already I think written that. I think
And
yeah.
EV charging machine is
the
also embedded,
laptop,
right?
the laptop and the systems where we are.
Yeah, laptop is
Yeah.
best example. Yeah, laptop is
Yeah.
also embedded system. Yes. Laptop is also embedded system. Yes.
And
EV
And
many
charging
digital
machine,
TVs also,
UV
Rahul, like,
charging machine, you meant to say charger?
not EV, EV, I'm saying electric vehicle, EV.
Yeah, it's a best example of yes.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
the gas where you fill the petrol machine is also embedded system, right? Where you fill the so basically
Sir,
anything which is hardware.
sorry, sir,
Yeah.
any device which is having microcontroller or any modem system is based on that embedded system. That
No, I'm
it has
I'm,
been.
I'm yeah, anything which is hardware I told you plus software and which will
Hmm.
do something. And we have not discussed about the microprocessor, microcontroller. We have not discussed anything. Just
Okay, sir.
anything which have just hardware simplicity. Any hardware just make your life simple. Anything just think in your nearby things in your home, which you think is a hardware and software is there. I know you don't know about need to understand the deep what's inside the hardware, what inside the software. Just ignore that. Just in the blind mind, anything which have this combination in your real time, right? You can just go ahead in the outside. For example, you have any example, more example someone can give.
maybe you can take in turbines also, because turbines on it's a hardware system, and we need
Hmm.
to write a code, and we need to burn that code into the this in FPGA and VLSI part. So we need to inject that code into the hardware machine, I mean hardware chip. So
Hmm.
the combination of these turbines and the like injected software, both the combination the turbines can will work. So we may can call it as an embedded system, because it
Yes.
is both using for software and the hardware machine as well, right? Maybe in our
Yes.
regular life, we may can say that car, and we may can say that micro, and we may can say that digital TV. So all
Hmm.
these are combination of the both software and hardware. So if you're
Yes.
asking for enterprises, okay, we may can go
Hmm.
for any of the factory that we can use for big turbines, okay. The
Hmm.
turbines under
Yeah.
which we need to write the code, and we need to burn in
Hmm.
that chip. So yeah,
Yes.
in that case, I can say that this is a good example.
Yes. So that's
All
exact.
the smartwatches, yeah, smartwatch, and also the like ECG machine in the hospital, they are all comes under the embedded system.
Yes. All the medical device are part of embedded system. All the embedded system. all the errors bars is a part of embedded system. But if a car, we can say, is not a whole car, we can say it's a whole car embedded system, but you think in whole car, not every part we can call the embedded system, but in a normal way, now the automatic car or the that we can call the, because it has a, because you see mostly car mix of mechanical system also. Mechanical means, mechanical energy things like cycle is a part of mechanical ecosystem, right? So whenever you do some specific tasks with the help of hardware or software, because the generators, for example, generator is completely mechanical plus electrical system. It does not have any software. So it's not a embedded system. Which is not embedded system, we have to know. For example, your charger is not embedded system. Your bike, sorry, cycle is not embedded system. Okay. Your pen is not embedded system. Your mouse is not embedded system. Okay. So you can think in this step. Okay, now. So
Yeah,
now we'll see
these
that.
days,
Yeah, sorry,
these
Hemlata,
days
you're saying.
because these days because of IoT, even fan
Yeah,
is becoming an embedded. Mm,
yes.
yeah,
Nowadays, what
watering a
happened?
plant is.
Yeah, yeah. Now IoT is the right Internet of Things. What basically trying to do? They are trying to put the internet on that, so that they put some software on that and make it alive, and they can talk to it. That's why you see nowadays fan, you can off with the help of remote, right? Anything basically you can do with the help of make the IoT. So it's a, you can make embedded system on that, on top of that even. Okay, now we get a basic of why we need. We will definitely, there's a reason we have to learn that. So what's the part we already done that? It should be some hardware, software, and obviously it should have some software input and output. And like this is the basic embedded system in there. Obviously, when you calculator, for example, right? In a calculator, what's the input is there? 2 plus 2. Where you're writing on the software and use some sorts of hardware, and you give the output 2 plus 2 4, right? And interface is the interface. What is the interface for require? You need display. And what's the interface require? Keyboard. What the point? Input is 2 plus 2. Where the input we can give with the help of keyboard. Software is when you're writing 2 plus 2, and the interface was required for that display you need for see the screen, plus you need the keyboard too. And how to output, where you see that, and the output is on your screen, right? That is called the example. That in any example, this is the only system will come with the picture. Any you can, the mobile you take, suppose you're making a call, you have to enter the numbers. How can you do it? By the touch screen you put the numbers, right? And you need some software which you're pushing back to the, send a command to the hardware, then the hardware is going to make the call, right? It will make the call and send it will connect to the obviously nearby RAN or towers, and simple I can take tower, some tower, 4G tower, 5G tower, connect and make the call to the next number, right? So output is going to the something like that, and the hot output, the person will ring it and you get the call, you can make the speaker on. So this is the basic embedded system. So why I'm teaching this? Because our life is made of embedded system. If you see, whole our life is across the, so whenever you learn picture what's going on, so that you can relate the things more easily. So whenever nowadays, whenever you see any of the system in your life, in your nearby, always think that it's a embedded system or not. Embedded system means it do some specific tasks, it has some sorts of software, it has some sort of hardware, it has some sorts of interface. So I can tell you, so nowadays what happened, these startups company, like I know I can, one Mumbai's company approached me once for implementation for as a freelancer. What they are trying to do, trying to implement leaf technology, I think name is that leaf. They are environmentally friendly, they are trying to devise a uh, device, hardware device. Basically what they are trying to, they are put on the uh, sorry, traffic light, and they want me to, and basically to put the light and trying to level of CO2 like carbon dioxide, so all the pollution get basically pollutant gas, CO2, SO2, nitrogen dioxide, sulfur, I'm not sure you guys don't know, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, and then trying to monitor the level of gas on certain time on the traffic light. That's their plan. And if they are going to the ppm, right, if they are going to the particular ppm, they're trying to detect if it's gone, then trying to they convert this on that device, they take all the inhale that and convert into a, like inside that you have to burn it, and then you have to out as a water, you can basically convert into water or oxygen basically. So there is a formula is there for that. So they give me the requirement for that to convert this. So this is because they are trying to develop embedded companies, embedded device, and trying to make it specific work. What is specific work? Take the input, all the gases. Okay, and where will take for intake? You need some sorts of hardware. Inhaler is a, for example, in sorts of hardware which will take it. Right, in case of calculator, we have keyboard. So take the oxygen. Sorry, not all the pollutant gas, and afterwards you take it out. Output is water, or mostly they told me to convert into water. Okay, so writing the software, some sorts of require hardware, some sorts of software, plus it will do some specific tasks. What is it? Convert the pollutant get into a into a water or something in a less pollutant get. So this way Indian startup works. They figure out some use case, develop their solution, and you can do yourself. Like definitely, if you have something mind your in your example, like similar for example, someone can work on the clean the water region, right? Like clean the water. There are so many example in your if it's in your city, there are so many sewerage are there. You can make a device something that would will clean the water. Obviously, you have to learn about that. Obviously, not going to go and but you have to create embedded system for that. You have to read the materials. You can clean the water also. The people are obviously doing on this area. So in the same way, some nowadays you see in some of the company I know in the I forget the Skyroot, I think the company name which developing the spacecraft, right? It's similar to the ISRO with collaboration with the ISRO. So they're doing the embedded system. They have some objective and do that. Even you can do that. So basically, you need to first whenever you do a startup in this area, especially embedded system, first you have to find a use case in your place. What can you do for it? Then you have to figure out what are the hardware required for that. Then you have to think what are the software required for writing the code. Then you have a definite purpose to do that, right? To what you need to do. So this way the embedded device developed, and they're doing the same way sorts of input they require, output require, and some need to processing for that. Okay, in such way embedded system device. So this is our whole life, whole you can say we are using the embedded system almost every day, and is nearby area. Okay, so you can I can say might be in the next class you guys can think of some use case and you can tell me what are the hardware required for that particular it's use case. Okay, now we're going to the more in depth about the embedded system. Okay, let's start. So basically what are the component in a hardware basically. Okay, so whenever you develop any hardware in your life, okay, any device in the hardware system you can think, these are the component 100% will be there in that particular hardware system. For example, hardware part, microprocessor or microcontroller will be there in the hardware part, because hardware means a generic statement. Hardware means hardware means hardware just English terms, but in the hardware there are so many hardware included on that. What are the hardwares required for doing that? I can tell you. You need the microprocessor. What's the difference between microcontroller and microprocessor? I'm not sure you guys are in the college or in the might be in the, but I will give you the small thing on that. What happened? The microprocessor is nothing but it's a CPU we call, right? CPU, and it's an independent CPU. CPU is nothing but it's a brainchild basically. Suppose I speak, right? So what it will do, it will help you to give the command. Suppose I'm speaking from the mic, right? The mic is a device, right? It's an input device, and it will give to the command to the laptop, and laptop will whom is going to the command, it will give to the CPU. That is called the microprocessor. I can let me make it more here. CPU is the computer processing unit. Okay, center processing unit. Okay, so what it will do basically, it knows that when you speak from there, it will give the command to the CPU. Basically, microprocessor is a chip embedded in your system in your laptop. What it will do, it will tell to the hardware system in the network system, because it's going to the network, right? It will what happen? It will make these audio packets and give to the NIC card. So what he will do, who will this command? It will give by the microprocessor to the NIC card, make the packets as the IP packets, audio packet to the converted into the IP packets, and give to the NIC card, network interface card. And for network interface card, it will going to use and you broadcast, right? Because broadcasting is there because with the connect one of the current gym is broadcast to you guys. So basically, how who give the command to that? By the CPU. The CPU, and how the CPU knows basically, because the company who make the CPU, in our case Qualcomm or Intel, for example, simplicity, what it will do, they know what need to be done because they develop. We don't know how it's work, but because we can use how to use that, they can give you write this code. You can use the keyboard, because you're writing typing in the keyboard, how is display on the system, right? Because you give the command to the CPU, and CPU knows you have to display on the that. So who writing the software for that? Intel companies for that, in our case in the laptop, and after you can show on the system, right? So what happened, the CPU is nothing but you can say brain of the system, which will give the command in the same way. That is called the microprocessor. It's only CPU, but microcontroller is what it mean by microcontroller. Basically it's a type of CPU only, but it includes other hardware also together in between only, like RAM. It also included in that. But as of our simplicity, we can say we can only go with the just know about the CPU. We can, as of now, we can ignore the microcontroller. Microcontroller basically it's consists of everything in a single chip basically. So why it is the require the microcontroller, basically I can tell you the example based in, like suppose in the calculator. If you know only you have to do the simple tasks, the calculator don't need many things. So what happened at that time? People use the microcontroller because everything is there on RAM, CPU, input output. It's included basically in the single chip, right? So that's why interfaces are there. That's why microcontroller in your chip. First thing is 100%. It is the brain of the system, which will tell you what need to be done. And the world, the company which provide the microprocessor are very few, very few in the world, very few. In the I tell you like Intel, Qualcomm, MediaTek, these are the only. Samsung, I know only 4 5 companies make the CPU. These are the big brand which make the, because it's very costly and very very challenging to deploy a microprocessor. Okay, it's always there. What it will do, I told you, is take the commands and do the it will basically give the command to do that. Always it pass by that. It give the command to other things. For example, next the hardware component which is present on the hardware part is the IO device. What is IO device means? Your input output device. Any hardware system, it must have input output. It should be, for example, in a laptop case, for example, embedded system, keyboard is the input output device, right? You must have keyboard is the input and output is your where you see the output. Your display is the we call the output device. Timer is not the time here is there. Timer means what happen inside the system, embedded system, you need some sorts of timer which will tell you, like suppose uh, you play a video, right? You have play a video and it should be play and after stop after some time. So you need some sorts of reference timer. You need something timer. The timer will help you to start something stop. For that you need some sorts of timer hardware inside the embedded system. Okay, next is the interrupt controller. What is interrupt controller means? What happened, suppose I'm speaking on that laptop is going on, right? So what happened, interrupt control is another hardware. When you suppose close the PPT, it will interrupt and tell the CPU, because it will command to the microprocessor that someone want to close the this one, so it will close it from the display device. So that's why you need always interrupt controller, because interrupt controller is always required, because when you're doing something, something comes always, right? Always in your you play videos, suppose when you play the video, interrupt controller will say, oh, someone is trying to play a YouTube video. What happened, this controller, when you give the command from here, it will go to the CPU, tell, oh, interrupt it please and try to play the video on the YouTube. So this control will tell the microprocessor. Now the next device which is part of, these are the hardware component which is present on the and the hardware parts, okay, in the memory system. Next is the memory. This is very important. Memory is always required for that. What is memory basically? Suppose you are make application, you're writing some software, it should be present on somewhere on the right. You have to run on the software. So when you're running the software, you need the RAM, random access memory. What it will do, it will take the code from the system. Let me suppose your code is here, right? So let me show you memories. There are many types of memory are there. Let me do. I can say I've not mentioned one memory that is called the hard disk memory. Okay. So what is like the memory was there, which is present on the hard disk. You need some hard disk where you put uh your it's not necessary that it should be hardware only hard disk, because in mobile there is nothing called hard disk, right? So for that what can be there? So what happened, in memory there are so many types of memory. The memory where you want to put something and which will remain there forever, we call the are the non-volatile memory basically. Where suppose you write a code and you save here in the desktop, where is saved, we call the non-volatile memory. So the example hard disks and NAND and NOR. These also are the memory device we called. Mostly they are found in the small device, small small device, and the SD or SD card SSD is found on the big device, big like laptop, notepad. Okay, where you find this one nodes. But this NAND or node, so that's why in UE side you see always, if you see the UE specification, if in the data sheet, if you in the UE hardware, definitely you will find in the UE side the small device you always find NAND or node device where your application, your software is able to store. It's a special type of memory which will store your application, your memories, your photos, mostly on the NAND device. They put their softwares. Okay, your OS is so not on the hard disk because obviously in the you can't put the hard disk. That's why scientists have company develop their another software which is used to debug the. So you must have memory and RAM. What will do? It will do. Suppose you're running a code from here. What happened like this? I can let me take example. How it's work basically. You have CPU here. Okay, your CPU here, and here you have suppose RAM.